Welcome back to the R6 Masterclass. Today I'm going to show you how Ghost MMR actually works and how to manipulate it to your benefit. Anyone can hit champ utilizing this method. Now, I wasn't going to make a video on this, but I am so goddamn sick and tired of cheaters. I think people should know about this, at least for the higher end, or if you're just silver, gold, platinum, emerald, diamond, whatever rank you are, and you just want to go up and hit champ just to get the ego points, really, because the game's screwed. Ubisoft isn't doing anything to combat cheaters, so I will. I will teach you how the Ghost MMR system works. Now, let's say you have a 5-man team. This is all of their MMRs. Let me explain how ranked MMR is calculated. Okay? So let's say this 5-man team over here. We're just going to ignore this for the time being. We're just going to look at the 700, 1200, 350, 650, and 1500. So what we do is we add the 700 to the 1200 to the 350 to the 650 and then to the 1500. You think that then it would be divided by 5 and that's the average rank you're playing, but no, it takes the highest MMR in the lobby and it adds it again. This is the counter boost methodology that is utilized to stop people from boosting themselves. We'll get to how that works in a second. That gives us a grand total of 5,900 points. Then we divide that by 6, giving us an average MMR of 983. So the game will try and place you within 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 to 100 points. Now, when matchmaking, the queue time exceeds 30 seconds, it starts opening up that MMR bracket. It'll try and get it within 5-10 points. It'll start opening up and below that. So if it's, say it's 980, it could be 1000 or 960, but then it'll start greatly broadening the search above to about the 2-minute mark, and then after the 2-minute mark, it greatly broadens the search in both directions. First thing that it can find you a lobby to stop you from Alt F4 in the game because you've been queuing for 72 hours. That's how the queuing works in Siege. Now we understand that, we need to understand Ghost MMR. Okay, so we're going to move this off. Let's say that this is the start of the season. I am no longer 4,550 points in champion, and I'm starting at Copper 5. I know this is Copper 1. I couldn't be bothered to find all the ranked pictures. That was too much for my brain. It is 3:26 in the morning. I got out of bed to show you how to break Siege. Just thank me later, all right? So, let's say I am Copper 5, starting to play my ranked games, and I'm only playing in Rage Cheater Elo. This may look like just dipping the toe in Champion Elo, but don't worry, even like 4,000 MMR is like starting Rage Cheater Elo. But my Ghost MMR, for this example, is where I left off last season. Okay, so if I had a 51% win rate, my final MMR, when I was done, maybe it's 52%, was 4,550. My Ghost MMR, you son of a... Okay, and we're back after technical difficulties, we'll say that my Ghost MMR, because I had a 52% win rate, and it wasn't a flat 50%, was actually, I was playing players that had equivalent Ghost MMRs in Champion, right, the last season, of 4,850. I say it was like 300-ish points higher, but my final standing was this. Okay, so now I'm going to start ranking up again, and I'm going to be playing people with equivalent standings. That way, on wipe day of all of the ranks, I'm not just absolutely pub stomping some noobs, you know, Christmas noobs. Abuse is always fun, but that's how the system works. Is so you don't ruin someone's day, make them uninstall the game because you're an unloved swine that knows too much, like myself. That's basically the whole thing with the Ghost MMR, right? Is that it will have this invisible elo, the hidden points, and it will then matchmake you based off of that. Okay, let's say I lose a bunch of games at the start of the season, this number will come down slowly because it knows where my skill level should be, because MMR decay is very, very, very slow in Rainbow Six. Well, okay, so then what do we do to combat this? Well, there's two methods. Someone may just say, hey, my good, lovely horribly bad friend at the game, you want to play some Siege, because I definitely don't want you to pull down the rank from Rage Cheater Reload. I like you as a person. And then they'll have this 700 elo player stack in the lobby. So let's say the Ghost MMR, or the equivalent MMR for my account, is 4,550. We'll add that twice. It's 4,550 plus 4,550. Add the 700, divide by 3. That gives me, okay, it's 9,800, and then I divide by 3, and it's 2,000, not 2,000, got it. Damn, I'm tired. This is not the time to be making this. It's 3,266 reoccurring. So what that means is that the average MMR that I'll be playing is 2,000. It's okay. Brain damage at 4 o'clock at 3:30 in the morning. Nope, it's 4:30 in the morning. That's UK time, and I'm in Norway. Anyways, it's 3,266. It's the average points. We go and win a few games. My Ghost MMR still will go up. So will my friend here. My friend's MMR will fly up at about 10 times the rate that I am, because he's a way lower rank and he shouldn't be here, but maybe it's a smurf. So the game's trying to combat that. After one game, it might go to 1,200. Then you queue again, you're playing much, much harder players. And then the next game is 1,500. And all the time, this number has probably increased a little bit, maybe now it's like 650. And you're like, damn, now we're just playing Rage Cheaters all over again. What the hell is going on? Well, that's because you're manipulating the Ghost MMR completely wrong. What you actually want to do is you want to take little Timmy over here out of his lovely 5-stack of noobs, and then you squeeze yourself in here with the 5-stack of noobs. Now, we're not going to go for wins here. No. As we know, when we stack with a singular friend and win a bunch of games in a row, his Ghost MMR starts flying up like your morning wood. Now, how do we combat this? Well, we want our Ghost MMR to go down, and we don't really care about these lovely human beings, we're just going to say. So then the squad's MMR will be calculated. We'll do the calculations now. We'll do the 4,550 plus the 4,550. Is this the highest MMR? It gets added twice, plus 700 plus 350 plus 650 plus 1,500 gives us a total of 12,300. We'll divide that by 6. Our starting average elo is 2,050. Like, wow, I can get a couple of games. You don't want that. You want to have a nice 20, 30 games before you meet rage hacking Ivan that hasn't left his mother's basement in a while. Now we want to lose games. But now, because the average MMR is so much lower, when we lose, the highest player clearly isn't good enough to beat noobs. So now, I got this. Okay, now when we lose, we maybe lose 300 off the Ghost MMR. The next time that we lose, maybe we lose a little bit more. And our points start flying down each loss. And then it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going down. Okay, so now we've lost, say, maybe 4 games in a row. We've almost halved our Ghost MMR. Now, we just walk away. Yeah, guys, it's not going to work out. You're too emotional. You're crying too much. You're whining at me for not carrying and all of that when I can't touch these damn silvers because they're just too special. And now look at this. We can now go and play on a champion account or champion Ghost MMR or figurative MMR at 3,050 elo. But now, because I'm on my own again, until I start super exceeding that 50% win rate, that Ghost MMR is going to go up normally, as it would as a normal account doing MMR breakthrough. Like, it has to really push through that. It needs to go up slowly. Maybe you're getting 50 points a game, and it just like slowly goes up, and then it goes up, and then it goes up, right? That would be a crazy amount of MMR. Let's remove 0. Although having an extra few zeros in the bank account would still mean I'd have nothing, so I suppose that's pretty good. Anyways, that's basically how Ghost MMR manipulation works. Then you maybe have your friend join you, and you have a nice balanced game where this person isn't playing the world's worst players, can still do something, but is still stupid enough to absolutely annihilate them, and then you get to rank up, have some normal games, and enjoy life duo queue with your best friend. That is pretty much the entirety of the Ghost MMR system, and how to manipulate it, and how anyone can just achieve that sweet 4,501 MMR to get their champ. Or in my case, it's normally averaging. I'll stop around the 4,550. If I push past that, it makes the next season hell. Getting up to that sort of like Diamond 2, Diamond 3 2 is where it's just a rage hacker in maybe 80% of the games, maybe 73%. It depends on the time of day. It's normally outside of like working hours, like the 9 to 5 jobs, because the people that can actually afford cheats. And that's pretty much how you manipulate Ghost MMR to stay out of rage hacker elo and sustain a somewhat normal KD and all of that. Now, obviously, for the solo queue to champ video, I did 200 and something games of that solo. I think I only played 15 games with my friends, and I lost most of them. Not intentionally. Obviously, I want to win when I'm playing with my friends, but they're obviously not amazing players at the game. And then my Ghost MMR came flying down, and I was like, well, I should actually make a video on this to explain to people how I managed to rank up with only the oppression of majority of my games being cheaters. Out of those 215-ish games that I solo queued, the first 20 or 30 games, I got annihilated. I had like a 0.67 KD. I had an average kills a game of like 2.7 at one point. And then my Ghost MMR fell out of like deep rage cheater reload. And then I started clawing back the KD. I started getting my mojo back. And I haven't played in a year at this point. So that's how Ghost MMR manipulation works. Now, use this to your advantage at your will. Break the game. I don't care, because Siege still doesn't do anything about cheaters. They decided, we're going to make Siege X. We're going to take away Vulcan and the crazy frame rates that you're allowed, and then break the game, make things harder to see, and still do nothing for cheaters. And cheating is at an all-time high. So let them have that sexy champ elo, which is just code name for I bought $5 cheats and spin botted my way here, or whatever the hell you want to call it. This is the way forward, and this is also the way backwards, because now I'm going to ruin high elo for myself, because there'll be a bunch of window lickers screeching at me that they know better because they're champion. And realistically, they don't even know how to tie their shoelaces. Thank you for watching this R6 Masterclass. Popping up on screen now are some recommended videos, maybe an operator masterclass, maybe a site setup. So you stop setting up sites wrong in my rank. Even champions still don't know how to set up sites. As always, thank you for watching. Links are down below if you'd like to join the channel. Show me some support by a membership, and I'll keep showing you how to break the game one step at a time until we don't have any siege left. See you in the next one.